Hey guys, Ponce here, sort of on the public test realm. Now you guys may recall, either just in general from stuff you've heard or that video I made talking about how Riot was soon going to release the Rune rework thing. Now that's sort of been implemented on the public test realm. Not all the changes they've discussed have made it in yet, but some of it has, and I'll show you some of that stuff in a second here. But yeah, if you want the actual changes that they're going to be implementing, or at least on the public test realm, that's all available here in this post made on the League of Legends site. And I'll link to that in the description, so you can just click that and check the actual numbers yourself. But so far, some of the stuff is in, not all of it, like I said. For example, the armor seals have already been nerfed, and the quintessences have been what's it called? The lifesteal quintessences have been nerfed. Those are the only two nerfs. All the other changes they made have been buffs, and that makes sense. I mean, like these rune this particular rune combination it's basically used by everyone. I mean, there's no reason not to take armor seals on pretty much everything. And lifesteal quintessences, I mean, you do have other options, at least in terms of quintessences, but this is the most basic. If you have the option of taking it being viable to your build, you always took lifesteal quints. Because A, they're really, really good, and B, they keep scaling into the late game because what's a percentage, so it feeds off of other stats as opposed to just something flat, and that's kind of it. But yeah, like I said, if you want the actual changes, they're all here. These, at least according to Riot, is all they're going to do in terms of changes. I find that a bit disappointing. I thought it was going to be a bit more extensive, but I mean, something's better than nothing. I'm skeptical as to whether or not people will stop using Greater Seal of Armor. Like, it just seems like people are going to keep using it anyway, but I'm not a math guy, so I mean, in theory, I could do some calculations and figure out what's what, but I really don't want to. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe some of these other defensive options in the seal area will start to get used. I don't know. It's also worth noting that all champions have had their base armor increased by 4. So if you use armor seals, basically it means the exact same thing, but if you're not using them, it means you just start with a little bit of extra defense. So, I mean, they're trying to sort of move people away from the armor seals, I guess, in that way. But like I said, we'll see. Other than that, I mean, there's not too much to say on the matter. It's sort of interesting, I suppose, that they're buffing scaling magic resist runes. I guess a lot of people were taking flat magic resist runes. I'm going to guess that was probably the popular one. That and AP runes, but I'm talking about glyphs, incidentally. But this is sort of interesting because I actually use scaling magic resist already, so that's just sort of a buff for me, I suppose, and my top laners. Because, the way I think of it is I'm not taking too much magic damage as a top laner anyway, so I want to scale into it late game. I sometimes actually use scaling cooldown reduction runes. Very rarely, but I mean, if I could fit it into a build, I don't mind these. So that's nice, I suppose. Yeah, that's really all I have to say on the matter. You can look at like I said, look at the post here and see how you can maybe fit some new rune types into your build. They're also talking about a potential sale, something about 30% off runes and stuff soon. Considering I have like 100,000 IP on my main normal server account, sales don't really mean too much to me. But anyway, that's it from me. See you guys around. Hope you found this somewhat informative. Goodbye.